there are too many things that we do differently than others, and yet we can still continue to compare ourselves to them. We compare ourselves to our friends, our neighbors, our family members, the people we see online, people we've never even met before or we don't really know anything about except for what they show us. We compare ourselves to them. And why? Why do we do this? Why do we as people and even as consumers do this? I have a little story that relates to this topic. I've given that some thought, and this was something that happened to me just a few days ago. Alright, so look, I was playing a game probably about 3-4 days ago from the day that I'm recording this, and there was this person on there who wanted to fight me one-on-one. Now, when I be on Roblox, I really just be chilling. Like, I be talking to people on there, trying to make people laugh and smile and shit. But I be playing some shooting games, so I know when certain people, play those, they're just looking to do exactly that: shoot people, fight people. They're not really there for the laughs and giggles. So I understand that. I'm not gonna get mad at someone for playing the game how they want to play it. So anyways, I join the game and I go and try to find where all the people at. I want to go talk to people, meet people, maybe even help people. It's just things that I like to do. And when I join, this person randomly kills me. They shoot me, kill me, and stomp me. I think you can stomp the people in that game, and like that's how like you finish their health basically. Now, mind you, I haven't done nothing to this person. I don't know them. I never met them before. I literally just joined the game, right? But I didn't really think shit of it, and I just respawn and try to find where the rest of the people at. Now, while I'm walking around trying to find them, hear that same person come again, shooting at me and kills me. Now, I don't mind fighting people back and shooting, because most people who do that type of shit only doing it not in a toxic way, but simply because they're bored. They want someone to give them a fight. You feel me? And, make them feel entertained. You feel me? A lot of people don't like just sitting there doing nothing, running around. You feel me? I mean, who does enjoy that? I know there's a select few people who do. I'm one of those people, but a lot of other people aren't like that. So I said, okay, let me go get my guns and I'll occupy this person so they can have some fun. Because in my head, that makes complete sense. If I was to go around shooting at random people, I would have to expect at least some of them to start shooting back at me. Right? So anyways, I catch the person who was shooting at me lacking, and I get him and I kill him. Now, when I shot them, I wasn't talking crazy to them. I didn't say no toxic shit, and I wasn't being toxic or doing nothing like that. I only just shot them because I thought they wanted to fight. Now, when they got shot, this person immediately started typing out insults. Like, I mean, instantly. I mean, they saying I'm broke. They calling me unknown, saying I have an ego, all that shit, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie. Them saying all this shit to me didn't really catch me off guard. I know that some people who play this game, or even just games in general, do things like this. They do something to someone on there and fully expect for nothing to happen back. Whether they think the person won't be able to do anything back to them because they're not that good, or they just plan to full on bully the person. You feel me? Like, expecting them to just really not do anything about it. You feel me? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't that bad when it comes to the shit I be playing on it. You feel me? I put a little bit of practice in, put a few hours in. I'm kind of decent. Right? I'm not gonna say I'm the best or even that I'm good or anything, but I'm able to hold my own against quite a few people. So I ain't gonna lie. I ran into the person a few more times. They shot at me. I shot back. And I got him a few more times. I shot him and I killed him a few more times. Feel me? Stomped him. And every time I got them though, they just kept calling me unknown, right? They kept like saying it, and they're saying it as like to be an insult towards me, right? Now, my name on the game has nothing to do with anything that I post on. It has no correlation to my YouTube channel, to my Instagram, to I mean, I don't even be on TikTok, but on there, like it got no correlation to nothing, right? So I really ain't understand why they kept calling me it, like as an insult. So I started to think about it. Why would a person who don't know nothing about someone else try to insult their status of being known by people? And what I realized is that's more than likely how they feel about themselves. Now I ain't gonna lie, the person wasn't really lying. The person I was fighting, because right now at the time of me writing this and reading this, I'm at 44 subscribers. Which if you compare that to what the people we all see and know online, you would think 44 subscribers ain't shit, right? But now, if you had a house party or a get together and you got 44 people to show up, shit, that sounds like a pretty decent gathering, you feel me? Or peep this, if every time you did something, you had 44 people supporting you, you're gonna be a lot more motivated to keep doing that thing that they're supporting you in, right? The reason I'm saying this is because what I realized is a lot of people compare themselves to the people they see online, not realizing that they are in a different part of their journey themselves. While I don't really feel like there's anything wrong looking up to someone you see online, you know, there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from someone that you see online, or you know, taking like bits and pieces from what they do and implementing it in yourself. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like it's never healthy to compare yourself to them. You know, and I shouldn't just say online. I should say this goes for both people you know in person and people you see online. You know, I'm talking about online because it's other people that I run into a lot, you know, being on the game. But I feel like it's important to realize that everyone is on a different timeline, a different journey, a different path. And what's important to understand is that there are a lot of people who might be further along on that path than you are. While it is true that I personally might not have, you know, as many subscribers as some of these people who are, you know, posting similar content to me, or, you know, who are just making content in general, you know, if I were to compare myself to people who have millions of people who watch them, you know, consistently, that doesn't matter because I still have people who watch me. But even if it was only one person, or even if no one watched me, I think it's important to understand that you can't compare yourself to the people who have something you are working towards. Because the way someone else achieved what they have and the amount of time they took to get to where they are at can be completely different than the time it takes for you to do the same thing. That doesn't mean you are any less capable than that person, but rather the timing for it to happen in your life hasn't come yet. You know, it's not time for you to be there yet. There's still things that you have to learn, you know, and a lot of that comes into trusting God's timing, you know, but I'll get into that in a different video. Going back to my last point, I know there are people who posted on YouTube for about 3 months, or really just making content in general. They're making content in general for about 3 months, and they've reached hundreds of thousands of people. You know, they've gotten hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. You know, people who subscribe to them, follow them, all of that, right? But at the same time, I've also seen people who have been making content and have been around 1,000 subscribers for almost 3 years, right? And that's a big time difference, you know, especially when it comes to someone who's younger like me. I mean, well, I'm not the youngest person, you know, I'm only 19. You know, I still got a whole lot of life ahead of me, you know, God willing. But 3 years compared to 3 months, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty big deal, you feel me? Like just 3 years ago, I was 16 in high school, like junior year, and that feels like forever ago. But I take all of that to say this. So while I think it's wrong for you to compare yourself to someone else, I feel like still viewing what they are doing in an aspect of trying to get better at your own craft, I feel like it's very valuable as well. You know, as someone who is just starting out myself, like I was just, you know, talking about a little bit, a lot of things I've learned on shit like editing, or even speaking on topics like this, like what I'm doing right now, learning how to speak, learning my delivery and things like that. You know, I haven't been doing this forever. While I have learned how to help people and how I have been able to gain, you know, a little bit of wisdom from my age, when it comes to like talking to myself in my office, you know, just into a mic. I've never done this before, you know, so I'm still learning each and every day. I'm learning about how to deliver it better, how to get my points across better. There's still so many things that I'm learning. And even outside of that, I'm still learning about editing. I'm learning about, you know, different programs to use. I'm learning about how to make my mic sound better, all these different things. And the way I've learned this is from watching other people and the videos that they make, you know, taking the things that I enjoy out of those videos and implementing it into my own craft. But the difference between me copying what they're doing and what I'm doing now is I still try to keep it true to myself. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it is so easy to get caught up in comparisons, especially when you are trying to do something like someone else's. You know, and what I mean by that is if you try to, you know, something that I do sometimes is I'll make like a montage or something of clips, right? Of like the different games I play. So far it's only been like Fortnite and things like that. But I'll take those clips and I'll try to make it into a montage. Now, say I'm watching other montages and I'm trying to get inspiration for how I want to do mine, right? Because that's something that I've done. You know, I've seen the way other people do montages and things, and there's certain things that I've implemented into my own. And one thing that I've done is, you know, I've taken a song that I like and I'll use that song, but then I'll like add a different song in with it, you know, just to like make it a little bit different. And it's really easy to look at the person's montage that I'm taking that from and try to compare how good theirs looks compared to mine, you know, because we're using the same song. Now that's just an example off the top of my head, but it's very easy to get caught up doing that. And if you don't catch yourself, you won't realize it, that you're slowly stripping away your authenticity in the things that you're making, you know, the content that you're creating. And this doesn't just go for content, this goes for anything, you know, anything that you do that someone else is doing and that you're trying to learn from them. You know, it could even be a mentor or something, you know, anyone that you're learning from. It's very easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to them. But what I think is important to know is that if what you do has no part of you, it won't be remembered as yours. Anyone can copy someone else, you know, anyone can copy what someone else is doing and fit in with that crowd, you know, of copying people. But it takes someone who is confident in themselves to be themselves and stand out from that same crowd. Because when you stand out from that crowd, that's when the people who are a part of it will start to notice you. Anyways, I think that was about it. This video was kind of all over the place, kind of not, you know, but if you made it this far, I really appreciate you for listening. You know, it was just something I wanted to speak on, and you know, I really do appreciate you taking the time out to listen to me speak. But anyways, that's gonna be it. I appreciate all of you. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, night. God bless y'all.